All right, so Here Comes the Moon by George Harrison. This was from his 1979 album called George Harrison. I think it's when he switched record companies. It was his debut album with a new record company. And I did another song from this album a while back called Your Love Is Forever, which is just another awesome song. And you should check that one out too if you like this song. And this is just a great song. This is sort of George's answer to Here Comes the Sun, obviously, right? And, you know, sort of in keeping with his whole sort of Eastern philosophy, you know, the opposites, the duality, the night, the day, all that. Seemed like a natural thing for him to write a song called Here Comes the Moon. Anyways, let's get into it. We're in the key of G here. We're in standard tuning. And to me, the whole song comes down to this lick, which is just such a beautiful lick. And it's so typical of George's descending approach. He has a whole bunch of those. Well, Here Comes the Sun is the most famous one. And that part in Badge. Descending licks that he came up with, so beautiful. Anyways, let's start with this. So you see guys playing this a lot of different ways, but I think this is the way he played it. I'm going to start up here with G7 and B7 and open E. And then we're going to get down to G5, keep your little finger on B7. Now from there, we're going to go open B, and we're going to move our little finger to G5. And then we've got the open E. All right, now I've seen other people play this, and they do it like that. So you've got your B there on the G string and your C for sort of the B string, but that is like just a nasty bit of stretching there, and it's super awkward. So, you know, if that's a B there, well, why not just play it on the open B string? If that's a C there, why not play that on the G string at the 5th fret? There's a little minor tonality differences, but it's not worth it to me to do that to get, you know, that tonal difference. I think he's playing it that way. All right, so those are the first two parts of the lick, and then the ending of the lick is the easiest part. So we're just sliding up from G2, G5, open B, open G. The G chord comes in. And then we kind of have a little bit of a leading note there on the F sharp. And then we've got A minor 7, like so. And then we go to this D sharp diminished chord, which is just like a D7. You know, most people are used to playing it that way, but just do it this way and add your little finger on D1. All right. And then we just emphasize that D string to the open D. Now we get a D7. Now we get a C7. Here it comes. And then we've got this D suspended fourth. D7 sus4. Okay, so and on that C7, he's kind of going. That's what it sounds like to me. So low, low, high, and then D7 sus4. And now we're going to come up to this G chord, the D-shaped G chord up here, and we're going to go. And then repeat. So we've got G, and you can play that open D string or not, it doesn't matter, it's part of the chord. And then we've got this B minor 7. The highest note is that A note there on the B string. So, and that's an upstroke. And then we've got an E minor bar chord on another upstroke. And we've got a G7. And that's that C-shaped 7. Okay? But it's up here on the G note on A10. So that's a G7. Now don't play the open E or the high E, because that doesn't work. So we've got to make sure we're just playing those middle 4 strings. And bum, bum, twice on that. And then a C-shaped, or an E-shaped bar chord, C, down to an A chord, E-shaped A chord. We end up on this A9 chord, and you're probably used to seeing it that way, that shape, but since we're on the 12th fret, we can play the open A, give it a little more body, and then we're back to the lick. I just love that lick, it's so beautiful. And it just kind of holds on the G for a minute there. A minor 7, D7, really super simple. And then back to the verse. Seems like a little brother to the sun. Love that line. And then we're into the chorus again. And then we're going to skip ahead right to the ending where we just do the lick, but we just keep repeating it. So we're going to go. What I do there is we end on the open G, right? Go to low G, and then like that to an A chord, and then I upstroke to get that high E, and then we'll repeat the lick. And then it just fades out on that G chord. And that's it. So a beautiful song by George Harrison. And for me, it's, you know, that's it for me. I just love that lick. And when I'm listening to the song, I'm just always waiting for that lick to come around. And then at the end, you know, you get rewarded. You get the payoff because he plays that like 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row. And it's like, oh yeah, it's what I want to hear, you know. It's so beautiful. Anyways, like I say, that's it for this one. I really hope you get something out of it. I hope you enjoy playing it. And we'll talk to you next time.